Gotta have a victory beer. You can't make this stuff up. And even tonight, if Chicago doesn't win, the Coyotes are in a playoff spot. 6-6-2, 6-6-1. Unbelievable game. I have no idea why this game felt like a game 7 playoff game. Obviously, you expect that from the New York Islanders. From what I believe the Islanders to be is a stingy defensive team, low scoring games, high intensity, those old days Coyotes, maybe LA Kings type style of games, but man, it seems like the Islanders and the Coyotes are kind of like a match made in heaven. This was an awesome game to watch. Classic hockey. It wasn't high, flashy like the modern NHL, just two physical, hard, tough teams just battling it out for 2 points in a random Thursday in November. It was awesome. Such a great game to watch, and they win 2-0. Unexpected, unpredictable. They got 3 wins in a row. They're going streaking. You can say it once they win 3 wins in a row. You go streaking. But a great game. Started off a bit shaky. Another early penalty for the Coyotes, but they managed to kill it off. The thing that I felt was the backbreaker for the Islanders this game was their power play. They kept feeding it to Barzal. For I know he's a great player, but for some reason, just every single time it was Dobson looking to his left to Barzal, and then Barzal would either try something, he'll shoot and miss the puck, he'll choke himself handling the puck and lose possession of the puck. It rarely went to the other side where I believe it was Nelson and try to do something there. I felt that's what ultimately made the Islanders lose this game. I mean, they had three power plays. Coyotes killed off all 3 power plays, but they just kept doing the same thing all the time, and they didn't try something different when it wasn't working. And there was times when this unit was on for like the whole power play. So I felt like that was kind of a big game note as to why the Islanders really couldn't do it. As for the Coyotes, they went toe to toe in the physicalness, in the pace. Great back and forth in the first period. I felt like the Coyotes had a lot of energy, which, in previous years in an Eastern road trip, especially if they ever had a 14-game road trip, there would be games where the Coyotes would not have their legs and it would be so noticeable early, especially in the Tocchet years. Like, they'd go out east and you can tell already, yeah, this team's not going to win. They look flat. They don't have the passion or the energy. But this year is just different. They went out. They went out hustling, moving their feet, laying the body. It was a hard hitting game. There was a fight in the first period with Brown versus Martin. That was a great fight. Just get the teams into it. It was such a heated battle throughout the game as the game went on too. In the second period, it started to open up a bit for the Coyotes. A few odd man rushes, but it seemed to be only Coyotes odd man rushes. I didn't even see one odd man rush given up by the Coyotes, which was a good sign. Really good defense and zone play. But the 2 odd man rushes in the second period, it was a 2-on-1. Gostisbehere to McBain. I think Sorokin saved it, and then Fisher went for a slapper for some odd reason and completely whiffed on the puck. And then there was a 3-on-1 chance right after that with Bukestad getting his own rebound, and Sorokin stood tall. And the Coyotes were generating a lot of shots and offense in the second, and that's when the Islanders started to turn on the physicality. In the second period, the Islanders only had 3 shots on net. The Coyotes had 9, but the Islanders, once they noticed the Coyotes were getting more shots and playing more of an offensive game, Islanders were hitting so much. Big hits, just a train of hits. It's just subsequent hits after hit, and it was a great game to watch. And then at the end of the second, Coyotes draw a power play, and then that carryover power play in the third, they score the game-winning goal. Boyd from Keller and Moser. Love seeing Moser get those secondary assists by doing nothing but just feeding it to Keller. Keller's got 15 points in 13 games. I know I haven't really been talking about him much. More like praising Michelli and Gunther's first few games. Now Gunther hasn't gotten a point in 4 games. Michelli, a rare night where he gets no points, but I felt Michelli and Krause are just money together. They're just a great pair out there for the forward group. But yeah, back to Keller, quietly over a point per game. Not really doing flashy things in the game, but he's getting on the board with assists and timely goals. His power play unit is a bit odd. It seems like it would be the second unit, but it's Keller, Richie, Boyd with Gossesbear and Moser. So Keller is really like the only skilled guy next to Gossesbear, I would say, on that power play unit. Second power play unit, you got Michelli, Kraus, Hayden, Gunther, and Valimaki now, who's looking pretty solid as a pickup. So Keller, even though he's not really playing with like skillful guys, doesn't have his partner in crime and Nick Schmaltz, still over a point per game, doing a great job. And the other player who I thought had a really good game was the goalie, Vamelka, getting a shutout. His first shutout of the season. A brick wall. This is his fourth win in a row. His first ever more than 3-game win streak. Just he's been really solid and dialed in. There was a graphic going around today where he's like one of the top goalies in the league with saves above expected or saving goals more than expected in some analytic lingo. But he's looking solid, comfortable, looking like a top, I would say, maybe 12 goalie, a top 12 goalie in the league, maybe even top 15, above average goalie. Just looked really good tonight. I know there weren't a lot of high danger chances where Vamelka had to make desperate saves. A lot of the shots were from the outside. Rarely any odd man rushes, if any, that he had to make a save on like a 2-on-1 or a breakaway or nothing like that. So maybe an easy night for Vamelka, but he would tell you no shutouts are easy. But it's a great win. 3 games in a row. Pretty unbelievable to start this 14-game road trip. They got a back-to-back on the weekend, so I'm sure the streak will end early or not. Maybe they go 5 wins in a row. I doubt it. And then they go home after the weekend, but they don't play any games. Just go home just for a few hours, I would say, before heading out to Vegas. I got a special video next week. It should be really fun. Wasn't really fun for me. It's been a bit of a project the past 2 or 3 weeks since the season has started, but it should be a fun one, and it will show you the behind the scenes as to maybe why this is so unexpected that they're winning and getting points. But we'll get into that next week. Just enjoy the ride. They're 500 NHL 500 hockey. It's just great. Just like I said last year, the whole vibe, getting into these games and watching them, your eyes are glued to the screen for the full 60 minutes. So many times last year, end of the second, it's 4-5 nothing, 5-1, what have you, and you're just like, I don't even want to watch this third, but you have to. But this year, it's just entertaining, and I always say this, that's all you want from hockey and watching your favorite team, is to be entertained for the full duration of the game. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.